For the past two videos, I have been rebuilding apps that people like you pay for every single month with AI. And so far, it's been kind of easy. We've saved nearly $900 a year in subscription costs by cutting out Linktree and Typeform. But today is the boss fight. We are going to rebuild Notion, the most famous productivity app on the platform, with AI. So not only can we rebuild it with AI, can we rebuild the core functionality in sub 4 hours, and we're gonna try and crack $1,000 in total savings for this little mini series. So first I want to explain exactly what it is that we're trying to rip out here of Notion and rebuild with AI, and then we'll get into the build. It's gonna be a fun one. Let's go. So Notion has a little bit of a sneaky pricing plan. The free plan for personal use is awesome, but they get you in two ways. Number one is for teams, because again, they charge per seat. So plus is $10 per user per month. Business is $20 per user per month. So a 5-person team on business, which is a small team, 5 people isn't crazy, is $1,200 a year. 20-person team is $5,000 a year, and that just scales linearly as headcount expand. And then the other way they get you is the AI. So they moved their AI behind the business tier. So you get 20 lifetime AI kind of responses on the lower tiers, and then you only actually, if you pay the $20 per month per user, get some kind of response quota for the AI features. And so that paywall, that set of features, that is what we are going to try to rebuild. Now at this point, you've heard me spiel about it twice. We are going to rebuild Notion, or try to, with the sponsor of this series and one of my favorite app builders, that is Base44. They're awesome. You're going to see exactly why. You've heard me say it a few times. And so I will let the performance of the app speak for itself. Now, if you do want to support the channel and just follow along with this build, so copy the prompts I'm giving it, paste it in Base44, you can do that at this link on the screen or in the description. And I hope by the end of this video, either you are more confident in your ability to use these tools to build actually useful infrastructure and tooling for your business, and or if you actually pay X amount of dollars for Notion and this works out, then you can save a little bit of money. And so let's jump into my computer. Okay, here we are inside Base44 for the last time of the series. I'm not going to give it any introduction. If you aren't familiar with the interface or the super agents, the integrations, templates, etc., you can watch the 2 prior videos. And we're going to start with the basic nested page setup of Notion and trying to replicate that. And what I'm going to start off with is this prompt, where we're going to try and rebuild that base nested page feature of Notion. The block editor, all of that stuff can come later. For now, we just want to nail that nested page feel. And I'm going to start off by just telling the agent, hey, we're rebuilding Notion. And then I'm describing a little bit more what exactly I want feature-wise. We shouldn't need as many connectors for this one, I think, as we did on the Typeform video. Under AI model, I'm going to go with Opus 4.8. Rest in peace, Fable. And that in mind, let's just let this run. Okay, we can see it's starting with the database and the data side of the app. Okay, we can see the dashboard is, okay, we can see in the dashboard side of Base44 all the actual code. And then if we jump over into the preview, it already says an issue was found. So good that it found it, but I guess we're starting off slow here. And we can see the different pages, but the home page isn't loading. So let's click Resolve with AI. So it's self-diagnosing the bug. That is the silver lining here. Okay, here we go. So now we can see the layout. This actually looks really good. This has a very Notion style theme and vibe. So it looks like we can actually edit all of this. I'm actually very impressed. This is very Notion-esque, and it has the ability to change the header style on text. Okay, moving on from that bug to start us off here. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. We can create a new page, test page. Okay, this looks good. And we can check out the login page as well. We have Google Auth automatically set up, and then the register page as well. So that in mind, I want to shift to the second core feature of Notion for this next prompt. And that's going to be layering on a more visual project management type view. This is great, but it's just text, and something Notion is known for. If we go search Notion layout, for example, there's a lot of things like this table view right here, roadmap view there. So I'm going to give Base44 this prompt next. So add databases, where I can create a database as a page, define custom properties, And then I can switch between a table view, a Kanban board view. It'll look cool. Let's see if the agent can pull this one off. If we can pull this off, then I want to start layering in the paid features that Notion charges for. So we're going to start there with an AI feature where you can talk to AI inside the app. We'll probably pull in a connector on Base44 for that. And then also some of those more team features where multiple people can engage with the same set of pages. Okay, looks like it finished that. Should just be pushing the changes. Okay, databases are live. This is looking really good. We have the table view right here. This is, again, extremely Notion aesthetic. I think it nailed that, which is really impressive considering it didn't, feed it any images as reference. Okay, and we have a board. Can we drag and drop? We can drag and drop. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this video was supposed to be a little harder than it's turning out to be, but hopefully we're showing that you can, in fact, rebuild things like Notion. We have had quite literally, for whatever that was at the start, we have had 0 bugs so far. So if we jump in the table here, we can edit test 1, test 2. It looks like we can set date, set notes, and then, this all works perfectly. We can go ahead and create a new page or a new database. This is kind of funny. Under suggestions, it says that we can actually sync with Notion as an integration. Someone should tell the AI that we are building our own. But this will be a step up in terms of difficulty. I'm going to ask it to add an AI assistant to the workspace. That's something that Notion standalone charges 20 bucks a month for on top of the business plan. And so we're going to need to pull in some kind of GPT or Claude API. That's going to need to run automatically. And it's going to need to have all the context from everything in our little Notion workspace here. So I gave that to the agent. Let's give it a minute. Okay, apparently it's one-shotted it. That's what it's saying. We have our little Ask AI button. So it must have just wired up the AI API integrations in the background. Let's go ahead and click Ask AI. And let me say, what are the 4 items being tracked in our project tracker? Okay, apparently it one-shotted this too. And then let's jump into team notes. No, let's go getting started and click summarize. Yep, okay, it works. I'm gonna ask Base44 how it did this. What is this wired up to in the backend? What AI? And let's see how it did this. Oh, okay. I guess Base44 has a built-in AI function where you can integrate AI. I actually didn't know that. After this many videos about them, I should probably know that. But that's awesome. That is exactly what Notion charges for, so that's great. But the other obvious big thing they charge for that we haven't put in here yet is being able to access this as a team, right? Notion charges per seat. That's the big cost. And typically what builders like this struggle with is once you have many people, many users logging in and delineating tasks and roles and auth and so on between them internally. So I'm going to say this, we need to add enterprise team management. Let me just go multi-user team management. Then I'm just describing what that entails, and we will let it run, hopefully for the last time. Okay, it's creating a team member entity. Something else we can also do that I haven't shown you guys yet on the canvas here is see kind of like Figma style frames for all the different pages. So the workspace and all the other pages. So kind of fun, and this gives you an idea of what your app looks like at a high level. While it's doing this as well, let's pick up a custom domain. It's calling this Nexus Flow. I'm just gonna call this Notion, a little play on Notion. And then let's go under domains. We'll click buy another domain. This will automatically sync. And let's see if Notion is available. I'm kind of proud with myself for coming up with that name. Okay, we have notion.site for 88 cents for the first year. That sounds good to me. Add to cart, continue one more time. Okay, we have our domain notion.site is real. And let's see if this finished. Looks like it's still working on it. Let's just write continue, should keep going. Okay, this has been updated. We can click under members so we can see me, I'm the admin, and then I can change everyone else's role or status. And if I want to add, it looks like I can invite to a seat that is a free seat, not a paid seat. And then we can add people who can't log in externally, if I understand this correctly, but we can reference them internally, like say a freelancer or a vendor that we want to include. Okay, we still need to test to make sure all of this actually functions, but this is looking pretty successful. So what I want to go ahead and do is click publish right here. We'll push it to the internet, and then we'll go and do a full stress test and see if, for example, this actually sends the email invites, and basically seeing if all the backend here is set up correctly. Let's click publish. Notion.site is official. The DNS will take a few hours to sit in, so we're going to go to incognito on the Base44 core domain. I'm going to log in with Google. And then here, let's go ahead and delete these default project tracker rows. And let's just say OpenAI project, let's say Claude project, and Grok project. We'll go to do, in progress, done, priority high, high, and I suppose low because it's done. We'll add some due dates in there. This is all beautiful. I genuinely did not expect this kind of interface to be kind of captured that quickly, but it's looking good. Oh, and we can change the properties here. Okay, so we can customize all of that. That looks good. Notes, request, Fable. Okay, that's our project tracker. Then let's go ahead and create a new page. I'm gonna call this poem. And let's find a Robert Frost poem. Let's go ahead and grab the road not taken. Absolute classic. We'll come back here. We'll drop that in. We can see this is H1. Let's delete this. And let's just test indenting. That works. Underline works. Strike through works. Can we bullet point? We can bullet point. And the ultimate test of replicating Notion, can we change the emoji? And we can change the emoji. Okay, let's go fire for the road not taken. And then let's go to a different page and say, where in this app do we have a poem, and what is that poem about? Okay, so it does have the context and the data. It pulled that from a different page. Also A+. It looks like it can actually draft content for us. That's interesting. But that feature is good. The pages are good. Let's just test the members. And honestly, this might have been an easier build than Typeform than the last video in this series if it pulled this off as well. But here we go. I'm seeing an error. So what it's doing is anyone can sign up and become a member on the whole internet, which isn't good for very obvious reasons. And then the admin is still the original email I used to sign up. So let's go ahead and ask it to fix the auth. And the thing is, if you build basically a personal Notion for your business, this side of it works fine. You have one email, that's the admin. They can make other people admin if they want. But let's say it's not okay for anyone to be able to sign up with Google and edit this. Only people who are invited by the admin should be able to create an account, and they should get invites over email. So I'm going to leave it to the AI to figure out how to make that work. It'll need to integrate, I'm sure, a bunch of things on the back end. And then let's go ahead and test that for a round 2. Okay, it said it removed the open registration. So now it's purely login and admin invites. So you have one admin to start. Again, this is like, your personal Notion. And then that admin can make other people admin if you want to expand kind of the company rules. So let's click publish one more time. Okay, now I've logged in here on the admin account. So if we jump into the members page, I can go ahead and remove these people. Then I can make this member an admin. So now I've jumped back into the incognito tab. We can see that I am an admin here. And now let's try to add a member. This will be the final test. Let's go John Doe. I will add a different email. Let's call this account receivables. Oh, that's a typo. Okay, and we'll make this email an admin. Let's click send the invite. We can see invited. That all looks good. Okay, and no way. 0 minutes ago on this email address, we got not just an email, but a fully formatted email. This thing is sick. Okay. And this was sent from a Base44 notifications app, so also integrated into the backend. That's pretty cool. And now let's click access app. Let's click forgot password. I suppose you have to do it that way for signing up for the first time. Let's come back here. Okay, I'm not getting that email. So it looks like the issue and the logic here is when you get that email as an invite, you have no password or no way to log in. So let's jump back here and we'll say, when I get that invite, I can't log in because I hadn't created an account. Could you include a temporary password in that invite email, or another way for invited users to be able to log in? Let's see what it comes up with there. Okay, this is saying it's prompting them to create an account. I don't think that's what's working, right? If we click access app, yep, correct. Okay, we're gonna follow these instructions. We'll go to dashboard, app visibility, we'll change it to private. We'll click publish. It's saying that this is gonna make it work. We'll see if that's the case. We're gonna try this one more time with a third email. I've sent the invite. Let's jump back into here. Okay, we got that same email. You're invited to join. Let's click access app. And okay, this looks promising. We'll click continue with Google. Okay, amazing. And it let us in because we were on the quote unquote whitelist. So there we go. I think that wraps up the build. That is a total win in my book. We might have to make video 4 with something a lot more ambitious. But if you had any doubts that Notion could be rebuilt in less than 30 minutes for a cost of 0 with enterprise paid features, with the Ask AI features, now you know it can be done, and that's a wrap on the build. So you have now watched 3 videos in the series. Now, assuming a 5-person team, so a very normal small business, the previous 2 apps were not seat-based. This one was. So we finished last video at $888 in savings, and a 5-person team on Notion on the business plan comes in at $1,200 a year. That brings our total savings to $2,088. So not bad. That is $200 a month into your pocket if you are a small business. If you're a big business, don't even think about this. Use the apps, pay for the ease of mind. That's awesome. But if you're a small business, a solopreneur, you're just starting out, you want to maybe monetize something like this, then awesome. This is how you do it. You just rinse and repeat this exact build progress. And I hope if anything is a takeaway from this series, it is that you can do that. You just have to have the vision and then go put in the time. But $2,088 is not fully accurate because you have to pay for Base44 to build it. Paid plan is $20 a month, so that knocks us down from $2,088 to what is 2,088 minus 240? $1,848 is the number I hope is correct. So that is the number we're finishing the series with. Now, if you want to see me do this again, rebuild more tools or try and take on more ambitious challenges, even than Notion, or just fun stuff, you let me know. Regardless, I appreciate you in being here. Go visit this link on the screen or in the description, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.